If you value genuine privacy over social media scenery, barefoot luxury over the overdressed, everything is a production feeling you get at most resorts, and the feeling of being welcomed into a community rather than checked into a hotel, Pine Key in the Turks and Caicos is worth knowing about. And if you ever wanted to celebrate a honeymoon, an anniversary, or a milestone occasion on a private island where the phone stops mattering and the only agenda is yours, stay right here. Pine Key was founded in 1970, which already tells you something. This is not a new concept trying to look exclusive. It is the real thing. It is a Relais Châteaux property, one of the most respected hospitality designations in the world, reserved for independently owned hotels with exceptional character and craftsmanship. And it's a Condé Nast Traveler Award winner, which means the most discerning travelers in the world have already cast their vote. But here's the thing nobody tells you about Pine Key, and I'm going to come back to this later in the video. There's a moment you will experience on the island that you simply cannot get at any other Caribbean resort I have visited in the 20 plus years. It has nothing to do with amenities. I will get to it. Do not skip ahead. I'm Belvin, the founder and CEO of Showtime Travel. I have been designing luxury vacations for over 20 years, featured in Robb Report, Black Enterprise, recognized by tourism boards across multiple continents, and I've personally inspected properties in more than 30 countries. My clients are busy professionals, executives, and high-achieving couples who do not have time to get a trip wrong. When they ask me about a private island option in the Turks and Caicos, I need to know these properties firsthand. That is exactly why I went to Pine Key myself.
I'm here at Pine Key in Turks and Caicos, a private island, and it is just beautiful. The great thing about this area is that it's very exclusive. It's almost like a membership community. Just think of a homeowners association where they allow a few people to come experience paradise.
I want to be honest about my first impressions going in. Pine Key felt from the outside like a hidden gem on a secluded island that had deliberately kept itself off the radar. It felt like a small community that accepts some visitors, but quietly prefers to keep the secret to itself. And honestly, that made me a little skeptical. I wonder whether the exclusivity was earned or just a product of isolation. I needed to know whether this was the right fit for my clients who want to get away from everything, or whether it would feel more like being left out than opting out. This is not a promotional video. I went, I evaluated, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I found. Going to Pine Key is its own experience, and it set the tone for everything that follows. You fly into Providenciales in Turks and Caicos, and then you board a ferry. No private jet required, no charter flight, just a ferry and open water between you and one of the most secluded islands in the Caribbean. That ferry ride is the moment the transition begins. Every mile of open water you cross, you feel a little more of the outside world falling away. By the time the island comes into view, you are already exhaling. Here's what the arrival actually looks like, and I want to walk you through it because the sequence matters. The bellmen are at the port before you even step off the ferry. Your bags are handled immediately. You do not think about them again until you're in the villa. You are taken to a small, intimate reception area, and I do mean small in the best possible way. You receive a cold towel and a welcome drink. You meet your butler, and then you are driven directly to your villa on a golf cart.
She's switching gears.
Once you're inside, you get a full walkthrough of your villa, your amenities, everything you need to know for your stay. And then your butler hands you something that stopped me in my tracks. Your own personal golf cart. Not a resort shuttle you share with other guests. Your golf cart for the entire stay. That is the moment you realize Pine Key operates on a completely different logic than your typical resort. We stayed in the beach house villa with the private pool, and I want to be clear about what that means, because this accommodation at Pine Key was relatively new.
Like about this balcony is very private. Just like I said, this is one of the newer villas at Pine Key. Not only do you have a great view, this is a real kind of exclusive but secluded island. So it's not really a lot of people here on this particular island.
These villas were recently built and the quality shows. The design is intentional. Understand, warm and elegant without being flashy. Think natural materials, clean lines, and layouts that keeps your eyes pointing towards the water at every opportunity. Privacy is built into the architecture. You're not on top of your neighbors because at Pine Key, the villa count is deliberately low. And the proximity to the beach is not something that they advertise aggressively. They do not need to. You step off your terrace and the sand is right there. This is not a room with an ocean view. This is an ocean home. Let me walk you through what your rate at Pine Key actually covers, because the inclusions here are specific and worth knowing. So you get 3 gourmet meals daily. That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the food quality reflects the Relais Châteaux standard, not your typical buffet line. Afternoon tea is included, and I want to be precise here. This is genuine afternoon tea experience, the kind of presentation and quality you would expect at a luxury European property. Daily snorkeling trips by boat are included, weather permitting. Kayaks, paddleboards, and hobby cats are yours to use. The freshwater pool and the tiki bar are included. Tennis, volleyball, basketball, fat tire bikes for exploring the island. The gym, Wi-Fi throughout the property. Now, 2 important things are not included. Beverages are a separate cost, and transfers to and from the island are not a part of your rate. Those are the 2 items to factor into your budget conversation before booking. Everything else included. And for a private island, that level of coverage is exceptional. Now, let me give you the honest assessment, because that is the only reason anything I should say should carry weight. Pine Key has a limited number of rooms, very limited. And if you're someone who needs endless options, constant activity, or a variety just to feel like you're getting your money's worth, this island will feel too small by day 2. So what I learned about Pine Key is it is very exclusive. I mean, this is a community that really has a limited amount of rooms that are actually available for others to come in. It is a membership, it is a community, and they really don't want you to know about it. I mean, it is, in those simple terms. They love this area, and I see why. It's a place where you can just come, relax, and you don't have to worry about anything. You have a beautiful view, beautiful water. I mean, this is the bluest water I've seen. And they're so relaxed. It's barefoot luxury. It's on your terms. It's whatever you want to do. And this is not for everybody, but it's for the right person. There's no nightlife here, no beach club DJ, no organized kids program, no budget-friendly pricing. Pine Key is not designed for any of those things, and it does not pretend to be. But here is what you want to understand. That limited villa count is not a flaw. It is the entire product. Pine Key is for an affluent traveler who wants barefoot luxury, people who want to walk the beach and not see a single stranger, couples who want to feel like the island exists just for them, small groups and retreats seeking real privacy and exclusivity, families who are perfectly happy exploring together with no structured itinerary. If that sounds restricted to you, Pine Key is not your destination. If that sounds like relief, well, keep watching. So we're on this private island in the Turks and Caicos, and I want to do the clear water test. Let's check it out. Water is so clear here. I would drink it, but remember at the beginning when I said there's a moment at Pine Key you simply cannot get anywhere else I've been? Here it is. It's not a specific amenity. It's not a dinner or an activity. It is the water and what the water does to you. I've seen turquoise water across more than 30 countries, but Turks and Caicos operates on a different level. And the Pine Key, in the middle of some of the most breathtaking water I've ever seen in my life. The clarity, the color, the way the light hits it, at different hours of the day, it is a kind of natural beauty that photographs cannot fully capture, and that stays with you long after you leave. But the second part of the moment is equally important, and it truly surprised me. At Pine Key, you do not feel like a guest at a resort. You feel like you have been quietly accepted into a private community. The staff knows your name before you finish your first meal. They know your preference without repeating them. You start recognizing the same faces at the beach, at dinner, at the tiki bar, and somehow in a place this small, that starts to feel like belonging somewhere.
Our new best friend.
That combination, extraordinary natural beauty and genuine human connection, is what $15,000 a night properties try to manufacture. Pine Key just has it. Let me tell you what specifically separates Pine Key from every other private island option in the region, because I get this question constantly from clients comparing Turks and Caicos property. First, the villa count is deliberately limited. This is not a constraint, it's a philosophy. The island will never feel crowded because the island is designed to never be crowded. Second, the atmosphere is genuinely carefree and unhurried. This is not a luxury resort trying to feel relaxed. It actually is relaxed. There's no performance of exclusivity here, just the real thing. Third, Pine Key has a community feel that I have not experienced at other private island resorts I have visited. Those properties are exceptional in their own right, but Pine Key feels like a village that happens to have world-class food, extraordinary water, and Relais Châteaux service. The distinction matters more than it sounds. After more than 20 years in the industry and properties across 30+ countries, here's my honest verdict on Pine Key. This is one of the most genuinely peaceful and beautiful private island experiences in the Caribbean right now. It's not trying to dazzle you with scale or spectacle. It's not trying to give you something increasingly rare, stillness, beauty, and the feeling that the world can wait. For couples celebrating something meaningful, for small groups that want real privacy, and for any traveler who has spent years saying they want to truly disconnect, Pine Key delivers. My job is to separate the marketing from reality. And at Pine Key, I'm happy to report that reality is better than the marketing. But here's what you need to know. Pine Key books quickly. Villa availability is genuinely limited, and the experience you get depends heavily on knowing how to position your trip, which villa category fits your group, and which inclusions you need to clarify before you arrive. That is exactly what I do.
And that's what I try to provide. I try to look at properties and unique situations that will allow you to get the most out of your vacation. And we find places and destinations and accommodations that really help you out so you can enjoy that perfect vacation that's memorable. It's definitely worth it.
If you're ready to start planning a private island trip, whether it's Pine Key, Ambergris Key, or somewhere else entirely, the link in the description goes directly to my consultation calendar. Let's figure out which island is actually right for you. Drop your questions in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want more honest luxury travel from someone who's actually been there, subscribe. My job is to separate the marketing from reality. I'm Belvin, and remember, you deserve a luxury vacation.